been misreading Muhammad's commands. When Muhammad said, whoever changes his Islamic religion, kill him, he didn't mean that Muslims should kill apostates. He meant that if anyone tries to change the Quran, he must be executed. Hence, Allah really wanted to preserve the Quran. And since Allah is all-powerful, the Quran has been perfectly preserved. Well, that's an airtight case if I ever saw one. I guess all I can do now is accept defeat and admit that the Quran has indeed been perfectly... Hey, wait a minute. Maybe we should actually read that hadith to see if it's referring to someone changing the Quran. Oh, here it is, Sahih al-Bukhari 69:22. Narrated Ikrimah, some Zanatika, atheists, horrible translation, were brought to Ali and he burnt them. The news of this event reached Ibn Abbas, who said, if I had been in his place, I would not have burnt them, as Allah's messenger forbade it, saying, do not punish anybody with Allah's punishment, fire. I would have killed them according to the statement of Allah's messenger, whoever changed his Islamic religion, then kill him. So Ali, the fourth of the rightly guided caliphs, burned some people. Ibn Abbas pointed out that Ali shouldn't be burning people because Allah is the one who punishes people with fire. Instead, the people should have been killed according to Muhammad's statement, whoever changed his Islamic religion, then kill him. These executions were carried out by beheading, not by burning. Now, this is an awkwardly worded translation. Fortunately, we have the same hadith in Sunan an-Nasai 4065. It was narrated from Ikrimah. Some people apostatized after accepting Islam, and Ali burned them with fire. Ibn Abbas said, if it had been me, I would not have burned them. The Messenger of Allah said, no one should be punished with the punishment of Allah. If it had been me, I would have killed them. The Messenger of Allah said, whoever changes his religion, kill him. Now we can understand why the call to execute apostates is such an important part of Islamic dawah.
Everybody's favorite father basher and former mental patient, David Wood, who tried to kill his father with a hammer and was put into the mental hospital by his mother, says that Ali, basically he brings up a hadith, let me just read this, that hadith real quick. It says, narrated by Ikram, some atheists were brought to Ali and he burnt them. The news of this event reached Ibn Abbas, who said, if I had been in his place, I would have burnt them, as Allah's messenger forbade it, saying, do not punish anyone with Allah's punishment, fire. I would have killed them according to the statement of Allah's messenger, whoever changes Islamic religion, then kill him. So basically David Wood is talking about the killing of apostates, etc., etc. So it looks like David Wood is just running out of ideas, or he's running out of arguments against Islam. He's bringing up it's 2021 and he's just repeating same old, already refuted arguments. For example, he says Ibn Kathir states that the Quran, chapter 2, verse 256 has been abrogated. That's false. I already refuted. Islam Critique already said that argument. I already refuted it. So it seems like he's running out of ideas, or he's running out of arguments against Islam, similar to how The Simpsons is running out of ideas for their episodes and their shows. But anyways, is this statement true? Is it true that Ali burned these people because they were apostates or atheists? That's not the. Now there's an important part of this hadith that actually refutes terrorism in Islam. Terrorists would use bombs they would strap bombs on people, or and then use bombs to explode or whatever. So notice what the Prophet Muhammad said in this hadith. He said, do not punish anyone with Allah's punishment, which is fire. So in Islam, making bombs and making those bombs explode, or fire, and using fire as a weapon or a threat is forbidden. So bomb making is forbidden in Islam, according to this hadith. It's amazing. David Wood's actually disproving the idea that terrorism, that Islam promotes terrorism. But he just cited that hadith. He didn't cite any kind of historical background for that hadith. In order to understand some historical background for that hadith, we have to look at other sources outside of Sahih Bukhari. The reason why those people were burned, or the reason why Ali killed them, was because those people during the times of Ali, people were saying that Ali was God or the son of. People were saying that Ali is Allah or the son of Allah, which is blasphemy according to Islam, because according to Islamic theology, Allah has no son and Allah cannot enter into creation. The reason why Allah cannot enter into creation, or the reason why Allah cannot have a son, is because Allah in Islamic theology is infinite. So an infinite deity cannot enter into a finite creation, right? So that's why Allah cannot become a person, or Allah cannot go into the earth, etc., because he's so powerful, so majestic, so infinite that nothing in the finite universe can contain him. So that's the reason why Allah can never have a son, or Allah can never into creation. But anyways, getting back to this statement, or getting back to why these atheists were killed. Basically, I'm trying to keep this video short, so I'll just there's many sources talking about why they were killed, but they weren't killed simply for being apostates. They were killed because they were rebelling and they were causing problems in the early Muslim community. We read in Ibn Taymiyyah's book Kitab, al-Minjah, al-Sunnah, al-Nabawiyya, fi Naqd, al-Kalam, al-Sia, wa-l-Qadariyya, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it, if I'm mispronouncing the Arabic, but I think I pronounced it as one should. Pages 6 to 9. It says the reason why these people were killed by Ali was because they hated their hatred of people of Islam. So these people hated the early Muslims. And they were causing problems to the Muslims, and they were also going to cause a rebellion in the times of the caliphs would be Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali. These rebellions would cause violent riots which would harm the early Muslim community. So that's why they were killed. They weren't killed simply for apostating. Remember, if you apostate from Islam peacefully, that's between you and God, according to the Quran, because nowhere in the Quran does it say apostates have to be killed because they left Islam. That's between them and God in the afterlife, or in the hereafter. So no earthly punishment can be made against apostates according to Quranic theology. But getting back to this whole issue, if we read in the history of al-Tabari, volume 15, pages 146, and this narration is authentic, because he cites Azid al-Faraz as the narrator. Basically, these people were causing riots, and these people were causing problems in the early Muslim community. So that's why that's why they were killed. It seems that Ali was not the only one who exiled Ibn Saba. Ibn Saba was the one who was saying Ali was, who was an apostate, saying Ali was God, or the son of God, or Allah, or the son of Allah, etc., out of the community. Ibn Saba was bent on disuniting or causing rebellion, or causing problems in the early Muslim community, and the Muslims, in attempting to cause internal conflict among the Muslims. So according to the history of al-Tabari, volume 15, page 146, this person wanted to destroy Islam from within and cause violent riots, or a violent uprising, or violent rebellions that would cause harm to the early Muslim community. So basically, this person was warmongering from within the Muslim community. He was trying to destroy the Muslim community from within by causing, fights and riots and rebellion. So basically, in Islam, getting back to why Ali burned these apostates or why Ali burned these atheists or whatever, this group believed that Ali was Allah. That's blasphemy because in Islam is pure monotheism. God cannot become a person or be possessed by a person. Their leader and his followers, so basically Ibn Saba, and it was the leader of this group, and his followers had a deep hatred for the early Muslim community. The early Muslim community was also Abu Bakr, Umar ibn Uthman, etc. And then they were causing hatred and they were causing rebellion and riots in the society, which would cause a violent uprising or would harm the early Muslim community. So some were killed and others. So basically, these people were killed by being set on fire, and others were exiled for having heretical beliefs and sowing discord or sowing violent rebellion in the early Muslim community. So basically, these people were causing harm to the early Muslim community. That's why they were killed. They weren't killed simply for apostating. So basically Ali burnt these people, but the Prophet Muhammad said you can't harm people by fire. According to that hadith. So basically bomb making, making bombs and having bombs explode or using any kind of flamethrower or whatever is forbidden in Islam, since Islam forbids using fire to harm the enemy. In Islam, there's a self-defense, a mechanism found in the Quran, chapter 2, verse 190, where it says, fight those who fight you, but don't transgress, because Allah doesn't love the transgressors. So there's self-defense, war in Islam. It's not offensive warfare, it's defensive warfare, according to Islam. So basically, I hope that this answers the point about Ali burning these people. He didn't burn them simply because they were apostates, simply because they left Islam. He burned them, or he punished them, or he exiled some of them because they were causing violent uprising or violent riots in the early Muslim community. It's kind of like what we're seeing today in Capitol Hill, etc., with the whole Trump thing, in Washington D.C. So basically, that's why they were killed. Not if someone leaves Islam, it's like it's a moot point. I mean, it's between them and God, right? But if people in the early days of Islam and during the Caliph's time were not only were they leaving Islam, but they were fighting against the Muslims. They were leaving Islam, then they were physically fighting against the Muslims. They were causing uprisings, or they were causing rebellion, trying to destroy the Muslim community from within, or trying to kill Muslims from within during the Prophet Muhammad's time and during the times of Ali, Abu Bakr, etc., etc. So that's why Abu Bakr fought the apostates, during his time, because they were fighting against the Muslims first, and that's why Ali burnt those apostates, because these people were causing physical harm to the early Muslim community. They were fighting against the Muslim community. They were trying to kill the Muslim community. So that's why Ali killed those or burnt those apostates, not simply for leaving Islam, but because they were causing problems in the early Muslim community. Stay tuned. The final video is coming up.